Good morning, children, and welcome back once again to this session of video class for Standard 5, subject Science. Today, we are going to continue with the same chapter, that is chapter 9, and the topic was work and energy. Children, in the last class, we had studied about the work, in what cases work is done, on what factors does the work depend. We had also categorized the different activities which are work and which is not termed as work scientifically. Now today we are going to move further, and today we are going to deal with energy. Now children, to do any work we need energy. So energy is needed to do work. So we can say that energy, now if I have to define energy, what should I say? It is the ability or the capacity of a body to do work. Now from where does this energy come from? It comes from the food that we eat. There are energy giving foods, that is the nutrients, especially the carbohydrates. Now the examples of carbohydrates we had already learned in the previous chapter, that cereals, sugar, milk, dairy products, all this provide us with energy. Now if more work is to be done, more energy is needed. So that is about energy. Now energy exists in various forms, and the different forms of energies are mechanical energy, heat energy, light energy, sound energy, electrical energy, and many more. So today we are going to just see the different forms of energy. Now first we will talk about the mechanical energy and its kinds. Now what is this mechanical energy? Now the energy possessed by a body in a state of rest, that is in the state of say position and in motion, is called mechanical energy. You must have seen a wind blowing, then water stored in the dam, in a reservoir, and a stretched rubber band, a stretched bow, then flowing water. These are different forms of mechanical energy. So we are going to categorize that mechanical energy. There are two types of mechanical energy, that is kinetic energy and the potential energy. Now what is this kinetic energy? Kinetic means in motion. So the energy possessed by a body by the virtue of its motion is called a kinetic energy. And what are the examples? Kinetic energy, say a bullet fired from a gun. So the bullet is moving. So the action, that means in motion. So that energy possessed by the bullet is in kinetic energy. We say that the bullet has got kinetic energy. Flowing water, then strong blowing winds. These are all examples of a body having kinetic energy. Now next, now mathematically kinetic energy is given by the formula kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Although we are not going to do numericals based on this formulas, but you should know this because in the next classes you will find this. So you should be aware of this mathematical the formulas. Again, since all are forms of energy only, so the unit of energy is always joule. Next, we will talk about the potential energy. Now, what is potential energy? The energy possessed by a body by the virtue of its position or change in say change in a shape, or where is that or change in its shape. So that is about a potential energy. So water stored in the dam, stretched rubber band, stretched bow, these all examples of a body having potential energy. Mathematically, potential energy is the product of mass, gravity and height. So this is about the kinetic energy and potential energy. The same I have listed or I have written on the board. Let's see that. So we need energy to do work, and I have defined here, it is defined as energy is the capacity or the ability to do work. So that is the unit is joule. named after again a famous scientist, James Prescott Joule. Now different forms of energies are mechanical energy. First we have said about mechanical energy. The energy possessed by a body in a state of rest or motion. Now, so this is about the mechanical energy. Whether it is in the state of a rest or in the state of a motion, both can be termed as mechanical energy. Kinetic energy, the energy possessed by a body by the virtue of its motion. Example again I have listed here: flowing water, blowing wind, bullet fired from a gun. And here I have just made you aware of the formula KE. KE stands for kinetic energy, and that is equal to half mv square. M stands for mass and v stands for the velocity. When you do, we will explain you about how to solve the sums. Now, potential energy, the energy possessed by a body by the virtue of its position or change in shape. You raise a ball to the top, the ball now is having on the top potential energy. So water stored in the dam, stretched rubber band, stretched bow, these are all examples of a body having potential energy. Next we are going to talk about other forms of energy also. Let's see. We'll talk about the heat energy. Now children, let us talk about the heat energy. We all know that sun is an important source of heat. Although it also gives us light, but it is also an important source of heat. Apart from sun, there are other sources also from where heat can be obtained. It can be obtained by burning fuels like coal, wood, gas, etc. Now the coal that is burnt, it produces heat at the thermal station to generate electricity. The heat that is obtained from burning coal is also used in big factories, even the iron and steel factories and various other factories where it is used as a source of energy. Now let us focus on the board. Now heat energy, it's also known as the thermal energy. I just summed it up. Sun is the most important source of energy. It is also obtained from fuels such as coal, oil, wood, gas, etc. Now heat obtained on burning coal can rotate a turbine to produce electricity. Now there is an activity on page number 89 of your textbook. Let us see that. That is activity number 3. Let's see that. Now this activity shows to show heat energy. Now what are the materials required? A paper sheet, candle, matchbox, a pair of tongs and a table. And what is the procedure? Keep the candle on the table, light the candle with a matchstick. Now using a pair of tongs, hold the paper sheet over the candle flame. Now observe it carefully. Now what will be your observation? You will observe that the paper catches fire easily and burn quickly. So we come to the conclusion that the candle flame contains heat energy because of which the paper gets burnt. So it is just a demonstration of a heat energy. Next is your light energy. Now what is this light energy? It is a form of energy that enables us to see the objects. Now sun again is the natural source of energy. Now in your homes you have got tube light, bulbs and various other electrical appliances which can generate or which gives us light. These are other sources. Now next comes the sound energy. Now this we had done in our previous chapter also. It is a form of energy that excites the sense of hearing, due to which we can hear, and this is produced due to vibration of the objects. So different objects vibrate. For example, the strings, when you vibrate, it produces sound, and similarly there are various other objects that vibrates to produce sound. Next is your electrical energy. Now it is generated at the power stations and supplied to our homes. Now we know that this electrical energy in our daily life also, we are surrounded by the electrical appliances like the fridge, computer, TV, and a host of other appliances that run on electricity. So this has formed a part and parcel of our life. So today children, we have seen about the different forms of energy. What we have seen, let us just take a review of that. We have talked about the mechanical energy, that is of two kinds again, the potential and the kinetic energy. Then we saw about the heat energy, the light energy, sound energy, and the electrical energy. So in this class we will do till here only, and along with this I am going to send you again a small assignment which is to be done in your exercise copies. And in the next class we will try to differentiate between work and energy, and then talk little about the renewable and the non-renewable sources of energy. So till then, take care and thank you.